Some dreams are big. Some dreams are small. Some dream to go from place to place. Dreams of love and ever after. Dreams and sacrifices that builds the future. Whatever the dream or step or journey, you can do more with a partner that cares about your dreams. Access, more than banking.
Welcome back. I'm now being joined by Dr. Ayo Adeyemi, who actually left an engagement to be with us this hour. First, I want to say a very big thank you to you for making it here. For your information, he is the managing consultant, Lorach Consulting Group. I hope I'm correct.
Yeah, very correct.
You are welcome to Finance and Investment Watch.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
let us take off from where we stopped last week. I think likely we've spoken about how to generate ideas and some of the challenges and the relationship between reading motivational books and the reality in Nigeria. Let us now talk about finance. I know you have written a book seemingly on this. So what are the little steps? We are not necessarily talking about the billions here or the big millions. For example, I have an idea to probably fry buns or chin chin or pancake or something like that. But you see, you did say that finance is not the first. Quite well. I agree. I know it's the idea, but I can also tell you from experience that any idea that lacks the finance to take off can be likened to an aborted pregnancy. So tell me a little about finance in relationship to entrepreneurial activities.
All right, thank you. It's my pleasure again to be here today. All right, when we talk about financing, especially when it comes to small businesses, again, finance is very important. Like you said, when you have even a good idea, you have good product and or what have you, and then you then begin to source for fund. One, it has to be with, you need to understand your market, okay? Because like I did mention the last time, even if you have access to finance and it's not properly planned, that will be a challenge. However, the sources of your funding, what are the various alternative opportunity or avenue that you have, must also be very, very critical. Okay, for instance, like if you take example of the small business, like talk about the petty ones, okay, you look at what amount of money are we talking about here? Okay, to what extent do they want to deploy that fund that, I mean, what service market they want, or the potential customer they want to service? Okay, yes, for you going to any form of business, maybe the basic aspect of it, what do you have? Either from your savings, all right, or from perhaps you are working before and you stop working, if you have your pension or you have gratuity or what have you. So how much do you have? What is the worth of the idea or business or product you want to launch? You need to look at that. But basically, for every petty, seller or business that you may want to call it, if you take it out of the part of the infrastructures, okay, because it depends on nature of business too. If you want to talk about office space, you want to talk about location where you can establish your business. But it's not about trading. It's about trading. There are different options that are also open to you. One, you could be very lucky to partner with your source of your product. For instance, if you are going to trading and you can be able to talk with the supplier of your product and they are able to believe and trust in you, of course, benefit some goodwill. Okay, you may give you some of those materials, believe that you will do well and be able to pay back.
But
Okay.
do you think that it is actually possible to access such a credit or
Facility.
do I call it advance supply to pay later when you're just taking off?
Okay, again, like I mentioned last week, if you work with the Igbo model, okay, because you are apprentice, you serve somewhere, so you have someone that mentor you, have trained you, you could leverage on that. The other one is that if you have an account, no matter how your account is, that is regularly used and operated by you, you could also leverage on that, even if you are going to attract funds from other financial institutions. Now, the third part is that you will always have somebody or someone that will always believe in your idea. Okay, but it also depends on who you are or what you have done or to level of confidence and trust people have in you. Okay, so when you go and like, I need 50,000 to start a business, you won't want to say that there's nobody ever around you or that you have ever met that can say, okay, if I give you, I'm very confident. Okay, because people don't know that some of the things we do, you know, without fund, without network, without connection, without behavior and attitude, people watch and observe. Okay, so I mean, like your youngest person or sister comes to you and say, Uncle, I have this idea. So I want to go into this, and because you know certain things about the antecedent of that person, you may not have any issue. But if it's a frivolous person, that even when he has been able to raise some money, you see how he spend, and you can't be so confident, then there's a problem. Because the first level is that what your own savings. Second level is the people, your family, the relationship, your network. Can you tap into that? And the third level is now go all out to like, okay, want to go and see a fund or credit facilities from other sources or other places. And the fourth level, like I said, is that now if you started small and you're able to gain the confidence of your supplier or even the producer of the product, and like with your 10,000 you're buying regularly, you see that okay, they could invest into it because they believe that the more you grow, the more you also sell their product. So it's a gradual thing. But not quite a number of people want to jump and like I said, the big billions, and they want to join to millions of that.
Let me ask you this question. In a country like Nigeria,
yeah,
is it even advisable borrowing money at all to start a business?
Okay, well, my philosophy and my advice have always been that most Nigerian banks are set up to kill the business and take over the business. All right, so our environment really.
I will not agree with you.
Okay, maybe.
Anyway, but that's your opinion. You are entitled to it.
In my opinion, okay, yeah, I can understand. Well, from the reality of what I've seen, okay, so none of the facilities around really are established to really support small businesses. Okay.
No, what I'm saying is this. Let me give you this little analogy. 2 years ago, we are taking over a production facility somewhere in the southwest. I'm more of a manufacturer now than media, but media is my passion.
Yeah.
So I do manufacturing basically. Because of my, contact in the financial market, I actually spoke with 2 bank managing directors, and I believed so much in the concept, in the ideas. I did my survey before we took over. The market is there, right? And I now told them that I wanted to borrow. In reality, one of them actually sent a top official in that state to visit us, and they told me how much they could afford to give me on the basis of what they could see on ground. But do you know what I can tell? 2 years after running the place, if I had borrowed the money as at today, despite my relationship with probably the bank that would have financed it, as I'm talking to you now, I will have defaulted, and probably they will have taken over the asset of the organization. Because within the first 1.5 years,